Ladies and gentlemen, please hear me out. This message is for the woman who's been hurt but refuses to stay broken. You've gone through storms that no one even knows about. You've cried quietly, smiled through pain, and stayed strong even when your world was falling apart. But let me tell you something important. Pain doesn't mean you're being punished. It means you're being placed where you're meant to grow. If you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. This message didn't just appear. You're meant to hear it. And by the end, you'll understand why. Because when a woman who was once broken begins to shine again, it's not by chance. It's purpose at work. Stay with me until the end, because this might be the sign your heart has been waiting for. When a woman is deeply hurt, it can feel like her whole world has collapsed. The pain can feel like heavy chains wrapping around her, and she starts to question everything: her value, her meaning, and even her future. She begins to wonder why life seems so unfair. Why did the people she loved and trusted walk away and leave her in pieces? And in those quiet moments when everything seems dark, she asks, why me? But here's what she doesn't know yet. This pain isn't punishment. It's preparation. Many times we think that being broken means it's the end, but it's not over. It's just the beginning of something greater. At first, she might not notice the change. All she feels is heartache. But slowly, something starts to shift. The same pain that tried to tear her down begins to build something new inside her. Something strong, something powerful. Her tears become a source of strength. Her silence turns into something sacred. Her loneliness becomes the space where she starts to hear her own voice again. Pain, he clears things out. He wakes us up. It removes the lies we believed and shows us what's real. And for a woman who has been hurt, that pain becomes the fire that shapes her soul. Every time she was betrayed, let down, ignored, or hurt, it's all part of a bigger story, a plan to prepare her for something more. Because when the time comes for her to step into her purpose, she will do it with wisdom. She won't be driven by anger or the need to prove something. She'll move with peace. There is a special kind of strength that grows from pain. It's not fake. It's not something you can learn from a book. It's earned through real struggle. The world may have tried to break her, but it only made her stronger. And that strength didn't come easily. It was built through nights with no sleep, prayers that felt unanswered, and days when just getting out of bed felt impossible. But she kept going anyway. And that, right there, is the blessing. People around her might not notice how she's changed at first, but the shift is real. You can feel it in her presence, in her calm. Once a woman discovers who she really is, after being hurt, that's when the real blessings begin. Not because she's flawless or because everything is perfect, but because she's in alignment. She's finally connected to what really matters. She's been stripped of the fake stuff, and what's left is real, strong, and steady. That's the part people don't talk about enough. We hear a lot about the pain and heartbreak, but we don't talk much about what comes after. We don't talk about the strength that rises from the ashes, the clarity that comes after the breakdown, the kind of rebuilding that doesn't start on the outside, but from deep within. That kind of growth is powerful. It's spiritual. It's not about needing someone else to make her feel worthy. It's not about proving anything to people who never truly saw her. It's about standing firm in who she is now. Not despite the pain, but because of it. That's when you know God is blessing a woman who was once broken. Not in the form of a new job or a new relationship or the applause of others, but in how she carries herself, in how she guards her energy, in how she now knows her worth was never in what she lost, but in what she gained after the loss. The pain was the lesson. The blessing is the woman she became because of the pain. She's different now. And she's not supposed to be the same. That heartache didn't destroy her. It shaped her. It took away the false beliefs. It made her aware. It made her stronger, kinder, more focused. So if you're that woman, if you've been hurt and are still gathering the pieces, don't try to go back to who you were, because you're not meant to go backward. You're growing, and what's coming is greater than anything that's behind you. But here's what most people won't tell you. When people leave, it's not always a loss. Sometimes it's a signal, a sign that you're being moved, not abandoned, that you're being lifted higher, not left behind. A woman who's been through real pain doesn't return to the same old life. She walks a new road, and not everyone can go with her. Some people were only meant to be with her old self, the one who stayed quiet, accepted too much, gave without receiving. That version of her is gone now. She's outgrown the places that once made her feel small. And then the process begins, the pruning, the clearing out, the quiet moments. She wonders why now, why does it feel like everything is slipping away? But what she doesn't know yet is that purpose often looks like being alone. What seems like loss is really getting things in order. It's not a collapse, it's a turning point. Because God doesn't bless confusion. He blesses clarity. And sometimes clarity only comes when the noise fades. But now her purpose is louder than ever. And with each person who walks away, something new enters. It might not be another person. It could be vision, it could be peace, it could be clarity. And that exchange, it's powerful. When you lose people, you gain strength. Not the kind that controls others, but the kind that restores your soul. That's when she feels the shift. She spends more time alone. Not because she's sad, but because she's finally enjoying her own company. When people walk away, don't chase them. Look at what's coming instead. It might be silence, but it will be peaceful. It might be solitude, but it will bring healing. You are being cleared for something better. You're being emptied to be filled. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. So let them go. Let the noise fade. Because what's coming is your purpose. And nothing compares to a woman who has found herself in the silence left behind. Now, she doesn't have to shout about it. She doesn't need to post about it. She's not showing off her healing or her growth. But if you look closely, if you pay attention, you'll see it in her quiet power, in her calm strength, in her radiant glow. And that kind of woman, the one who picks quiet over noise, is being blessed in ways no one else can see. People expect big posts, big stories. They want to see the breakdowns, the crying, and then the big comeback. But she doesn't give them that. She's done putting her pain on stage. She's learning from it now. She doesn't explain her silence anymore because it's not empty. It's full of thinking, full of calm talks with herself that nobody else hears. That's where healing really begins. Not in the loud moments, but in the quiet ones. Not in front of people, but alone in her room when no one is watching. When a woman has been deeply hurt, there comes a time when she gets tired of explaining. She doesn't want to say anymore why she stayed, why she left, or why she cried for so long. She's done going over the pain. Now she's healing. Now she's doing the slow, quiet, personal work to get better. And that's why it's powerful, because it's real. She's reading more. She's writing in her journal. She's walking by herself. She's ending conversations that leave her drained. She's saying no without feeling guilty. She's choosing peace over people. She's choosing herself, not to be selfish, but because it's necessary. And people won't always get that. So she's different, and she is. She had to change. The hurt made it necessary. The betrayal made it required. The lessons gave her no other choice. And here's something most people don't know. Those quiet changes, the ones that happen in the dark, are where the best blessings start. Because she's not just healing old wounds, she's making space for real love, space for true happiness, space for understanding, for truth, for divine timing. She's not begging for a seat at tables that ignore her. She's building her own. She used to question every choice. Now she trusts what her heart tells her. She used to doubt herself. Now she speaks softly but with certainty. She used to want someone to pick her. Now she picks herself. Not with anger, not loudly, but with calm, clear confidence that she deserves better than mess. Now, I thought the pain didn't leave marks. It did. But those marks don't mean she's weak. They show she survived. They show she went through something real and painful and came out wiser, stronger, softer in the best ways, and tougher where it counts. This quiet time of healing isn't about revenge. It's not about finding someone new right away. It's about rebuilding. It's about getting back to the real her. Before the lies, before the games, before people made her feel small. It's about coming back to herself. And the beautiful part, while others think she's just quiet, she's actually blooming. While people assume she's doing nothing, she's lining herself up with everything that's truly meant for her. When you see a woman who's been through pain go quiet, don't think it's weakness. That's silence. It's power. It's her way of protecting herself. In that silence, she's not hiding. She's listening. Her silence isn't the final chapter. To her soul, it's the start of something. She's learning how to love a chapter again. She's writing not just others, way, but herself, quietly and completely, deeply. She walks differently, no shame, not just in body, but in spirit. That's the real blessing. The way she carries herself, not just what she gets after the storm, but not to show off, but because she's not carrying what doesn't belong to her anymore. The guilt, the blame, the hurt that others put on her shoulders without ever seeing her true worth. That weight, it's gone. She's lighter now, freer. And you can tell. It's in how she stands. It's in her energy. Because something inside her, that's how you know has changed. She's in alignment with something greater. She no longer thinks she's not forcing anything anymore. She's flowing. She no longer believes. She's not stressing about how things will come together. She just knows they will. The woman who once sat out quietly in rooms where she felt unseen, that quiet voice she's not there anymore. Now she's walking into spaces that respect her worth, match her vision, and hear her voice. And even if the world hasn't caught up with her yet, that's understanding. That's peace. She knows who she's not confused anymore. She used to cry, wondering why certain people treated her badly. Now she rests, knowing it wasn't her fault. They just couldn't see her light. Some people don't recognize value until it's gone, but she doesn't need them to see it now. Because she sees it, fear, the silence. She's no longer chasing outside approval. She doesn't feel uncomfortable. She's found confirmation within herself. She welcomes it. Because it's not in loud, that quiet space. It's not flashy. She found her strength. And it's just real. She found her purpose. She realized that her worth isn't in what she gives to others. It's in who she is. She used to feel bad for being too much. Now she guards that too much like it's treasure, because it is. Her love, her energy, her time, the woman she's becoming now. Valuable. And she doesn't ignore any warning signs just to keep people happy. That's growth. She's not bitter. She's better. That's wisdom earned through pain. When you've had your heart broken enough, you begin to see not everyone who says, "I love you," truly means it. So now she watches closely. She notices actions, not just words. She looks for truth, not just words. She looks for truth, not just charm. She knows words can lie, but energy never does. She moves with quiet power, strong faith, and the kind of grace that comes from surviving what tried to break her. She carries herself like someone who's seen storms and still decided to stand. And not just stand, but rise. She doesn't need to announce her return. She is the return. Every step she takes now proves something. You can be broken and still be beautiful. You can be hurt and still stay hopeful. You can be betrayed and still believe in love, not just love from others, but love for yourself. Because that's the secret. Once you treat yourself like you matter, everything else begins to change. She doesn't attract chaos anymore. She attracts peace. She doesn't allow disrespect anymore. She sets boundaries. She doesn't fear being alone. She sees it as a sacred space. And from that space, she grows, she builds, she creates, she becomes. Not because someone came and rescued her, but because she chose to rescue herself. That's the real glow up, the real blessing. You won't always see it in pictures. You won't always hear it in her words. But it's there. Quiet, deep, holy. So if you see her walking differently, speaking differently, choosing differently, know this. It took everything in her to become who she is now. She let go of old versions of herself that were tied to pain. Now she's blooming into someone she was always meant to be. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a new story, a new start. A woman who's no longer known by what hurt her, but by how she rose, how she healed, and how she loved herself again. She's not sitting around waiting for life to give her anything. She's stepping into it with clear eyes, full heart, and strong purpose. And that purpose, it came from the pain, from being overlooked, underestimated, and mistreated. But it didn't break her. It built her. Now she doesn't carry pain like a burden. She wears it like armor. She's not scared to begin again. She's not scared to stand alone, because she knows when you walk in alignment with your truth, you don't need a crowd. You just need your peace. And now that she has it, she's not going back. She doesn't just speak about healing now. She lives it. You can hear it in her quiet. You can see it in her smile. You can feel it when she walks into a room. This woman who once wore her pain like chains, do long walks, quiet prayers, honest conversations, and the kind of alone time that makes you face everything you've been running from. She didn't escape the pain. She walked right through it. And that's what makes the difference. There was a time she believed healing meant forgetting. But now she knows healing means remembering without the pain. It's when she can think about what broke her and say, That taught me something. It's not about pretending it never happened. She's no longer angry, and that throws people off. They expect her to be bitter. They expect her to carry resentment. But she's done giving her energy to anything that drains her soul. She's not focused on revenge or proving herself to people who didn't see her worth when they had the chance. Now she's focused on peace, on being in tune with herself, on feeling whole. That's how you know she's healing. Because peace means more to her now than pride. She's not looking for closure from others. She gave that to herself. She stopped chasing apologies from those who were never truly sorry. She no longer needs answers from people who only knew how to take from her. That's not weakness. That's real strength. That's emotional growth. That's spiritual maturity. When a woman can accept that she might never get what she deserved and still choose to move forward, that's power. You'll see she's not reacting like she used to. Before, she would reply to every insult, every betrayal, but now she lets silence speak for her. She's learned that not every fight is worth her time, and not every critic deserves a reply. When someone is really healing, their peace becomes more valuable than their pride. And her energy, it feels different. You might not be able to describe it, but you can feel it. She no longer walks into rooms trying to prove she belongs. She already knows she does. She's not trying to be liked. She's trying to stay true to who she is. If the vibe is off, she doesn't force it. If the love isn't real, she doesn't beg for it. That's what healing brings. It gives you insight. It clears your vision. It connects you to your soul. She used to mix up attachment with love. Used to hang on because she was scared to start fresh. But now she knows better. Now she understands love doesn't feel like that. Love doesn't control, doesn't hurt, doesn't make her doubt her value. So she let go. Not because it was simple, but because holding on was destroying the woman she was trying to become. She protects her heart now, not out of fear, but because she's wise. She's not closed off. She's just more careful, more thoughtful. Healing taught her that not everyone should have access to her softness. Not everyone has earned the right to see her vulnerable side. That part of her is precious now, saved for those who treat it gently. She laughs with more ease. She loves more deeply, but only where it's safe to do so. She's not ashamed of what she's been through. Actually, she wears it with pride. Every scar, every tear, every lesson helped shape her. It all led her to this moment, and she's proud of the woman she's becoming. She doesn't chase happiness anymore. She grows it. In the quiet moments, in the little joys, in the limits she sets, in the standards she holds firm. She's building a life that mirrors the love she finally gave to herself. A life filled with calm, a life that feels like freedom. And you can see it in how she talks to herself now, in how she protects her space, in how she walks away from anything that threatens her healing. She's not perfect. She still has her moments. But even then, she doesn't fall apart like before. She breathes, she pauses, she speaks kindly to herself. That's growth, that's grace. That's a woman rising. So, if you see her smiling a little differently now, know she earned that smile. It came from pain, shaped in struggle, softened by grace. That's not a mask, that's real, that's change. That's healing. And when a woman reaches this kind of peace, this kind of understanding, she becomes unstoppable. A healed woman is powerful. She's not led by fear. She's not shaken by chaos. She's not broken by rejection. She's granted. She's thankful. She knows that everything she went through didn't make her weaker. It got her ready for something better, for something more, for everything she was always worthy of. She's not just hoping for change anymore. Look at how she carries herself. She's not loud, she's not showing off, but there's a quiet confidence in her now that comes from surrender. She knows who she is, she remembers what she's survived, and she knows if she made it through that, there's nothing ahead that can break her. That's faith, not the absence of doubt, but the choice to not let doubt lead her. She walks into rooms with her head high, not because everything is perfect, but because she's done waiting for things to change before she believes. She chooses to believe first. Through the tears, through the delays, through the silence. That's how you know a woman is being blessed, because faith has become her foundation. It's the place she returns to when the world shakes. She's not looking outside for proof of her journey anymore.